I'm very excited today because I think I revolutionized two-color knitting or more color knitting or fair isle knitting. I'm not sure. I made a very thorough research, but I did not find anything about this technique. Actually, I dreamed about it, so I can say I had a dream. And I jumped out of the bed and took my knitting needles, and it worked. And it's so self-evident, actually, that I wondered why I didn't find this technique on the net. But seems I invented it, so I'm not sure, but I think it's really my idea. So, what's it all about? I'm going to show you how to knit with two colors in rows and in rounds, with working only one thread, so with only one strand of yarn, and without the fuss with several yarn threads. And you will see it's a very simple technique, and I actually got the inspiration, I think, because I fiddled around with two-color brioche stitch a few days ago, and this gave me the idea, I'm almost sure. Okay, now let's start with a very, very simple pattern. One stitch in every color, two colors, one stitch, alternating and offset in every row. And this should show you the principle. So I show you the technique, then I'm going to show you why it's not that easy. And I'll show you the tricks to do it with more stitches. So you always start a row with the, I call it the pattern color. And now I just work the yellow stitches. So I knit one in yellow, I slip a green one. I knit one, I slip one. Knit one, slip one, throughout the row. Every row is worked twice, once with every color. So we've done the yellow stitches. Now we're going to work the green stitches. So work the row again, now working only the green stitches. I always knit the edge stitch with both colors. Now I slip one stitch and I knit one. Slip one, knit one, slip one, slip one, knit one, slip one, knit one, and so on. Whenever both threads are on the same side of the needle, one row is finished. You always start the row with the pattern color and you knit it another time with the base color. So you see, both threads on the same side, row is finished, now we turn the work. When we are working it two times, we are not turning the work. So now we are turning to the wrong side, and now we make an offset of one stitch, so one edge stitch. Now purl one, slip one. Now purl one, slip one purlwise, of course. The span threads are on the wrong side, will be on the wrong side. Purl one, slip one purlwise. Yarn in front of the needle. Okay, same procedure with the green yarn, with the green color. You see you are not finished with the row because the threads are not on the same side of the needle. Knit edge stitch, slip 1, purlwise, purl 1, slip 1, purlwise, purl 1, slip 1, purlwise, purl 1, and so on. Very easy. That was the principle already. And we continue like this. Always start a row with the pattern color, work the stitches for this color, and repeat the row with the second color and work the stitches of the second color. So here I have a little sample of this little stitch. You see it's very elastic. The threads are woven in, but now those of you who already know how to knit Fair Isle will say, wow, eliZZZa, this idea is cute, but that's not a great idea, because you have a span of 1 stitch. The yarn always spans 1 stitch, so that's not a problem. But what will you do if you span more stitches? And now you just lean back and relax, and I just show you what happens if we knit just the same way, just the same technique with 2 stitches. We make little squares of 2 stitches by 2 rows, offset after 2 rows. And I show you that this won't be working the same way with the same technique. So I do the same, knit 2, slip 2, knit 2, slip 2, once with yellow, once with green, then turn around, edge stitch. Now for that little pattern, slip 2 yellows, knit 2 green ones, slip 2 yellow ones, knit 2 green ones, and so on. You already see after the first row, after the 2 turns of the first row, that this is much less elastic than the 1-1 pattern, because the span threads on the back side span more than 1 stitch. So they span now 2 stitches. And that's already a problem with an unhealthy tension of this knitwear. But I continue to show it to you. And then I will show you how we will solve that little problem. And another second turn with green, purl 2, slip 2, purl 2, slip 2, and so on. Now the problem is evident. Those few rows have much more tension and less elasticity than the rows before, where we only spanned 1 stitch. So what's the solution? And you even see it better here in my sample. I made little squares of 4 by 4 stitches, and here it's extreme. You see the span threads. They are a problem. So now how to avoid them? I'm knitting the same pattern now, 2 by 2, but with a little trick. So we make an offset, 1 edge stitch, knit 2 in yellow, and now we slip the next 2 for the green color, and we slip 1, yarn over, slip 1. Easy. We knit 2, slip 1, yarn over, slip 1. Actually, it's the same yarn over that you work when working brioche stitches. The yarn over on the stitch is resting on the stitch, on the needle. So knit 2, slip, yarn over, slip. Knit 2, slip, yarn over, slip. So if it's more than 1 stitch you have to span, you make one of the stitches, or every second one of the stitches, with a yarn over. Green edge stitch, slip 1, yarn over, slip 1. Don't worry about the other color. So now we have knit 1, and now knit the next one with the yarn over. Just ignore the yarn over. Slip 1, yarn over, slip 1, knit 1, and knit the second one with, including the yarn over. Slip 1, yarn over, slip 1, knit 2, slip 1, yarn over, slip 1, knit 2, and the yarn over is always resting on the needle. Knit 1, slip 1, yarn over, slip 1, and hello Lucy. Knit 1, and so on. The edge stitches are always knitted with both colors. Okay, so that's the trick. We are practicing a little. Okay, quite similar, wrong side row, starting with pattern, color, slip 1 purlwise, yarn over, and slip 1 with the yarn over on the needle. And now purl with yarn over and purl. And again, slip 1 purlwise, slip 1 with yarn over on the needle. Purl, purl. Slip 1 purlwise, slip 1 with yarn on the needle, with yarn over on the needle. Purl, purl. And so on. You never thought it could be that easy, true? And again with the green color. Edge stitch, knit the edge stitch, purl 1, purl the next one with yarn over, slip purlwise and slip with yarn over. Purl 1, purl with yarn over, purl, slip purlwise and slip with yarn over, and so on and so forth. Now for the offset. Now we want the first 2 reserved for green. Now we slip, yarn over, slip, we knit 2. So for the offset, now we slip, yarn over, slip. We slip the stitch including the yarn over, so you don't worry about this. Is a stitch with yarn over, we slip that, still a yarn over, and still slip the next stitch. So just the same. Now with the green color we have more stitches with Yarnovers. We don't, never mind. So knit the first one with yarn over, and also the second one has a yarn over now. Slip, yarn over, slip. Knit, knit. Slip, yarn over, slip. Knit, knit. Slip, yarn over, slip. Knit, knit. And the wrong side with yellow again. Edge stitch. Knit the stitch with yarn over. Knit the next stitch. Slip purlwise, slip with yarn over. Purl. I said knit with the first stitches, of course they are purled, you see this. Purl, purl, slip purlwise, slip with yarn over, purl, purl, and so on. Green color, wrong side, edge stitch. Slip, knit, knit. I forgot the yarn over for the first two purl stitches. Purl, purl, slip purlwise, slip with yarn over, purl, purl. So you see perfectly spanned threads, perfectly elastic. So that's the procedure, that's the technique. And now we are going to knit it with 4 stitches, just to show you what you do when there are more stitches. So we knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now slip, yarn over, slip, slip, yarn over, slip, and knit 4. 2, 3, 4. Slip with yarn over, slip without, slip with yarn over, slip without, always alternating. So if you have 10, 11, 13 more stitches, every second stitch is with a yarn over, every second slipped stitch is with a yarn over. And now for the green color, knit the edge stitch, slip with yarn over, slip without, slip with yarn over, slip without. And now knit. Don't get confused with the yarn overs. Every stitch has a yarn over in this case because of the offset. And again, slip with yarn over, slip without, slip with yarn over, slip without, and knit 4. 2, 3, 4. All 4 have a yarn over now, but that's no problem. And the wrong side row, slip 1, slip 1 purlwise, slip 1 with yarn over, slip 1 purlwise, slip 1 with yarn over, and purl 4. Again, slip 1 purlwise, slip 1 with yarn over, slip 1 purlwise, slip 1 with yarn over, and purl, 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 purl. So you see, this is a perfect technique for working 2 and more colors. I will show you more colors soon, with just 1 thread of yarn. And I tested it, so if you say, well, now I have to work every row 2 times, but I'm still faster with this technique than with handling 2 yarns simultaneously. I just have to be careful to get even stitches, to use smaller needles on the wrong sides, because my purl stitches are less tense, and this makes the stitches different sizes. So it's always said that Fair Isle is worked in rounds. Well, you can forget this theory now, because you have seen the technique now. It's pretty simple, worked in rows, but of course it's a little easier for most of us worked in rounds, because you are only knitting. There are only knit stitches if you work it in rounds, and the principle is absolutely the same. You work every round 2 times, same way as I showed you on the right sides, exactly the same. And after 2 turns, 1 turn with each color, the round is finished. So you're just alternating, you're just working the rounds with alternating colors, that's all. I just show it to you, little practicing, just the same we did in rows on the right sides. Slip, yarn over, slip, slip, yarn over, slip. Knit, knit with yarn over, knit, knit with yarn over, slip with yarn over, slip without, slip with yarn over, slip without. Now there's only a small step to double face knitting with this technique. I will show you this in a few days. Of course, I'm very curious about your experience with this technique, and just let me know and enjoy. You see the perfect Fair Isle, and you see also that my problem with the wrong side stitches. Those stitches are bigger than the right side stitches when working in rows. So I don't have the problem when working in rounds. So if you have the same problem, use smaller needles for the wrong sides. Now enjoy and let me know.